Bafana Bafana, the South African men's national soccer team, are considered national heroes for most of the country. Children and teens aspire to reach this pinnacle of talent and embody the national pride. Becoming a professional player takes the game that many love so dearly and forges a path out of poverty. Here, the local favorite team is Ajax Cape Town. This organization was first established in 1999 by the Amsterdam football club Ajax in their quest to discover the untapped talent of South Africa. During the apartheid era, blacks were forced out of their homes and into these townships, which were built on the borders of cities. The people here live under conditions of extreme poverty, crime, and disease. Despite these obstacles, South Africa's youth finds a positive distraction in soccer. Street soccer is informal, and there is limited, if any, equipment.
We found that the learners would now indulge in things that that is not really of benefit to them. One is been the drug problem that we have, the tick problem within the Western Cape. So we've got all these social issues because now there's no outlet for all their energies. And with the introduction of sport as a means to get away, we found that it is having a positive effect.
Growing up in the townships without many possessions makes playing in the streets the main pastime. However, playing chaotic games does not have the same impact as youth soccer leagues.
The street soccer, it's not an organized type of sport. It's kids take a ball, they go out there, they just play. In our case, it's more organized.
I've seen changes definitely over the years due to the involvement of the kids, playing soccer. Sports is such a program that gets the kids to be disciplined, to know who they are, and it sort of structures your life somehow. Now they've become individuals who you can talk to, sit down with. They're no longer rebellious and shut off all the time. They're open, and because they mingle with other kids, when they go out there to play, they see other kids and they get to meet friends and they make friends with these kids, and it has changed their lives a lot, so much. Yeah.
Kids that express particular leadership qualities on the field are chosen by their coaches to be youth facilitators. They are trained on team building as well as youth training with professional coaches from outside countries. This offers job opportunities within or outside the organization with soccer and youth development, possibly offering a ticket out.
Ajax is trying to cover players from the disadvantaged areas here in the townships. They've got community clinics every Fridays within the schools here around Crossroads, Philippi, Guguletu, Nyanga. They become good players and they change their mindset because of the environment that they are within. And most of the coaches, like myself, are teachers, so we are able to implement good education in them.
One nonprofit organization has created a way to merge their passion for soccer with their much-needed discipline.
Coaches Across Continents is a very interesting innovation in the whole area of outreach to kids around the world. If you look to Africa in particular, where there's such a passionate love for this game, you can capitalize so easily on what the kids bring to the playing field. Furthermore, is to identify some coaches in Africa, coach them to coach. And some of that coaching technology, some of the actual curriculum can be done in the United States. So there's an incentive then to bring some of the coaches to the United States, expose them to opportunities over here, eventually to bring African teams as well, and to send US teams over, so that you have a constant nurturing of talent and of interest and of young people beginning to get a grip about what it really means to be a world citizen, but this time through the vehicle of the world's most popular game. Because I see Coaches Across Continents as kind of the next step. It takes that familiarity of the universality of the game as a vehicle for helping these kids take control of their lives, recognize that they have choices, and begin to put away some of the prejudices that they've been given.
It's not only about playing soccer, there are values within sport, and we teach them some life skills, we tune them to be able to face the challenges of life, but we are using what they like the most, which is football.
Schools throughout the impoverished townships have developed soccer leagues to provide a safe setting for children to further develop their skills. The schools provide leagues ranging from under 10 years old to under 21, and also special needs teams.
The biggest problem that we are having is in terms of finance. Government has a budget, everybody works according to the budget, and football or sport normally are treated as the Cinderellas of football. Like you can see the conditions here today, this is what the kids are basically used to, and even worse. The other problem that we are having is equipment, attire for these kids.
Although the sport does not require significant amounts of equipment, the lack of supplies has been a challenge to the expansion of organized soccer. There is, however, a new hope for the future of Cape Town's soccer initiative.
Strip for Africa began about 4 years ago because I came out here when we were married for 40 years. We came out for a second honeymoon, you could almost say. And while we were here, I met Isaac Rense. I'd known Isaac for about 10 years before that through refereeing. And while we were talking about various things, I discovered a number of things about Isaac I didn't really know. I knew, first of all, he was a teacher, the same as I was a teacher. I knew he was a referee, the same as I was a referee. But I didn't realize that he was also responsible for developing soccer in schools in South Africa. So as we talked, he told me about his plans, and then he told me about the problems he was having with lack of funding. And he said, just to give you an example, he said, we had an under 15 boys regional final, and not one of the 30 children had one item of football attire. And this really got me, because our region here would be the same size as Ireland. And I couldn't believe something like this. So I was thinking about at home how we have old football jerseys taking up corners in houses. And I knew if my house was like that, then other houses in Ireland were the same. So I said to Isaac, if I can organise a collection of old jerseys and send them to you, would you be upset, annoyed, embarrassed, or what? Oh, he said, it would be just fantastic. So we went home and we set about organising the collection of jerseys.
We have everything now, yeah?
That's fantastic. Listen, you're very, very good. You're very, very good. If I got that now in every stop, wouldn't I do well?
You do very well.
And the idea was very simple, that the children would bring in their old gear themselves, that they would approach clubs in the area and to see if they had any old equipment. So we sent out the first year a 20-foot container. So it was an absolutely huge, huge success for us. Yesterday I went down to a place called Nobber in County Meath, where I collected 165 brand new kits with some water bottles and bags and tracksuits. See, the beauty about this is we're not looking for money. There's no money involved at all. We're looking for old, discarded jerseys.
Together with Aiden, we are running now this project called Strip for Africa. In the first year, more than 700 schools within the region benefited from this project. The project that we had last year, up to 1,000 schools benefited, and it's helping us a lot.
In Strip for Africa's fourth year of generosity, they plan to send a third container of soccer supplies to Cape Town.
We're out here now for the distribution, and it has been a fantastic experience. For the last 2 days, we've had a special invitation competition that has been run, and this is where I saw for the first time the benefits of this particular project, because I saw the children dressed in their Irish gear, in their Irish jerseys from Tipperary, from Limerick, from so many places in Ireland, and it was just so fantastic, because here it is now real. I could see what is happening, and it has given me such a lift.
Strip for Africa has also assisted orphanages, homes for the aged, and special needs groups.
The first thing that most of these kids will ask you for is a pair of socks, because they don't have that.
The anticipation on their faces, first of all, curiosity, and then when the bag is ripped open and they're holding up these jerseys and they're going, their faces, they shock, awe, surprise, I don't know, I don't know what the right word is for this, but it certainly made a huge impression. And they try to just watch them trying them on, taking them off, trying them on again. It was just a fantastic experience altogether, really wonderful experience. Such, the reality comes home to you when you see something like this happening.
One little boy gave me a little note, handwritten note. Thank you. Just to say, thank you, Mr. Ireland.
Strip for Africa has helped improve South Africa's poorest communities. This generosity has laid the groundwork for perpetual generations to build a stronger South Africa.
So it's basically for us, it's difficult. But we endeavor, we try our utmost because our main aim, our motto is a child in sport is a child out of court. And it's basically to address the social ills that's plaguing our communities because we have a lot of problems. Pregnancy, juvenile delinquency, the problem with the drugs, etc., etc. So basically we are trying our best to keep the kids off the street.
Most tourists arriving in South Africa in 2010 will fly over the townships. They will never walk in the township streets or embrace the spirit and soul of these impoverished communities. They will never see the children who hope that soccer will be their ticket out. Visitors will never know the talent the children of Cape Town possess. These tourists will fly over, unaware of the origins of South Africa's next generation of soccer legends.